Imagine waking up. You open your eyes and look out a tiny porthole window. No trees, no oceans, no sky you've ever seen before. Just rust and silence, and a cold so brutal it would freeze your blood in under a minute if you stepped outside without protection. You're on Mars, and you have 30 days to stay alive. Here's the terrifying part. The technology to get you there, it almost exists. The technology to keep you alive once you land, that's where things get complicated. Mars isn't just another planet. It's a death trap dressed up in beautiful red sand. The average temperature? -80 degrees Fahrenheit. That's colder than the coldest place on Earth, Antarctica, by nearly 30 degrees. The atmosphere is 95% carbon dioxide. You breathe it in once without a suit, and you're unconscious within seconds, dead in minutes. And the radiation? There's no magnetic field protecting Mars. Cosmic rays and solar particles bombard the surface 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Unshielded, a 30-day stay would expose you to about 15 times the annual radiation limit for a nuclear power plant worker. So, let's talk about how you survive this, day by day, challenge by challenge. Because if you think the hardest part is getting there, you haven't heard what comes next. Day 1, touchdown. You have 4 hours. The moment you touch down on Mars, a clock starts. Not a dramatic movie countdown clock, a real one. Your suit has approximately 4 hours of oxygen in its backpack supply, but before you even think about exploring, you need to establish a working life support system inside your habitat. Because here's the thing, nobody tells you in the movies. Your habitat has to be pressurized, sealed, and oxygen generating before you take that suit off. One crack in the habitat wall, one faulty seal, one microscopic breach in your oxygen line. And day 1 is your last day. The habitat NASA is currently designing for Mars missions, called the Mars Transit Habitat, is roughly the size of a studio apartment, 6 to 8 people, months at a time. And every cubic inch of it has to be airtight. You get settled in, you check the seals, you check them again, and then you realize you need to eat. Day 3, the food problem. You brought food with you from Earth. Of course you did. But here's the map that keeps Mars mission planners up at night. A 30-day mission for a crew of 4 requires roughly 7,000 pounds of food. 7,000 pounds. That's before water, before oxygen tanks, before fuel. Every pound launched from Earth costs tens of thousands of dollars, which means feeding 4 people on Mars for a month costs more than most people's houses. So the plan isn't to bring all your food. The plan is to grow some of it. You've seen The Martian. You know the potato scene. But here's what that movie got quietly wrong. The soil on Mars is toxic. It contains perchlorates, chemical compounds that, in the right concentration, will destroy your thyroid and poison your blood. You can't just plant seeds in Martian dirt and hope for the best. Scientists are working on ways to bioremediate the soil, essentially using bacteria to scrub out the perchlorates before anything edible is grown in it. But it takes time, weeks, maybe longer. So on day 3, you're eating a vacuum-sealed chicken stew that was packed on Earth 6 months ago. It doesn't taste great, but it's keeping you alive for now. Day 7, oxygen, the invisible enemy. You've been on Mars for a week. and the machine keeping you breathing just through a fault code. Your habitat runs on a system called MOXIE, the Mars Oxygen In Situ Resource Utilization Experiment. NASA actually tested a version of this aboard the Perseverance rover. It converts carbon dioxide from the Martian atmosphere into breathable oxygen. Sounds miraculous, and it is. But MOXIE, in its current form, produces oxygen at about the rate of a small tree, maybe 10 grams per hour. A resting human needs roughly 30 grams of oxygen per hour just to survive. So you need multiple MOXIE units running simultaneously, with backups for the backups. When that fault code flashes on day 7, your heart rate doubles. Because this isn't a car that's stalled on the highway. There's no mechanic to call. There's no window to roll down. You fix it yourself, or you suffocate. Your crew works in rotating shifts, running diagnostics for 14 hours straight. They fix it this time. Day 10. The dust storm you didn't see coming. Mars has weather, and Mars's weather can end your mission faster than any equipment failure. Dust storms on Mars aren't like anything on Earth. In 2018, a global dust storm lasted for months and covered literally the entire planet. It's why the Opportunity rover, NASA's beloved little explorer, died. The storm blocked the solar panels. No power, no heat, no signal. Opportunity was built to last 90 days. It lasted 15 years. The dust storm killed it. Now imagine that storm outside your habitat on day 10. Your solar panels, your primary power source, are generating 20% of normal power. Your heating system is struggling. The interior temperature starts dropping. You have battery backup, but battery backup runs out. If this storm lasts more than 72 hours at this intensity, you have a serious problem. The crew suits up. They go outside, in a storm, in negative 80-degree cold, in a near vacuum, to manually scrub the solar panels and rig a secondary power connection to the nuclear RTG backup unit. It works, but for 3 hours, nobody inside is sure it will. Day 14, radiation, the slow killer. 2 weeks in, you're halfway, and nobody's talking about the thing that's quietly killing you the whole time. Radiation. Mars has no global magnetic field. Earth does. It's what deflects the constant stream of cosmic rays and solar wind that would otherwise strip our atmosphere and fry our DNA. On Mars, that protection doesn't exist. You're wearing a radiation-resistant suit. Your habitat has shielded walls, but it's not perfect. It's never perfect. Every day on Mars's surface, you absorb about 0.7 millisieverts of radiation. Over 30 days, that's 21 millisieverts. For context, the annual limit for radiation workers on Earth is 20 millisieverts. You'll hit that limit in under 30 days. Long term, this means elevated cancer risk, potential neurological damage. Studies on astronauts returning from the International Space Station show cognitive changes, memory, focus, processing speed, after extended radiation exposure. There's no cure for this in the field. You take your radiation pills, you stay inside during solar flare alerts, you watch the numbers climb. And you tell yourself, it's a calculated risk. You knew that before you left. Day 20, the water crisis. Water is everything. You need it to drink, to rehydrate food, to run your oxygen generation systems, to cool your electronics. Mars does have water, locked as ice in the poles and in subsurface deposits. But extracting it in real time, with current technology, is still in the experimental phase. So you brought water from Earth, and you're recycling it. Every drop. The ISS already does this. They recycle about 90% of all water on board, including urine, sweat, even the moisture in exhaled breath. The recycling systems are that sophisticated. On day 20, one of your recycling membranes clogs. You're suddenly operating at 60% recycling efficiency. The math is brutal. You do the numbers. At current consumption rates, you'll run dry, truly dry, in 11 days. Your mission ends in 10, but 11 days leaves zero margin, zero room for any other system failure. The crew cuts water consumption to survival minimum. No hygiene showers. Drinking rations cut by 30%. Everyone's lips are cracking. Everyone's irritable. The habitat starts to feel very, very small. Day 25, psychological breaking point. Nobody prepared you for this part. Not really. You've been in this tin can for 25 days. The same 4 walls, the same 4 people, the same recycled air that smells faintly of plastic and sweat, and nothing natural at all. You can't call home easily. The communication delay between Mars and Earth ranges from 3 minutes to 22 minutes each way, depending on where the planets are in their orbits. You can't FaceTime your family. You can't hear their voice in real time. You send a message, you wait, you get a message back. It's like texting someone, except every text takes 45 minutes round trip. NASA already studies this on ISS missions. They call it third quarter phenomenon, the psychological crash that hits crew members about 75% through a long mission. Irritability spikes, motivation collapses, interpersonal conflict explodes. Day 25 of 30, that's 83% through. Right in the danger zone. One crew member hasn't spoken to another in 2 days. The mission commander calls a mandatory group meal, sets out the last of the comfort food, a small pack of actual coffee saved for emergencies. They sit, they eat, they talk. It sounds small. On Mars, it might be what keeps the mission alive. Day 29, 1 day from home. You've made it, almost. Day 29. Your return vehicle is fueled. Pre-launch checks are running. But Mars has one more problem for you. Launching from Mars's surface, even with its weaker gravity, requires precision engineering. The ascent vehicle has to hit a precise velocity at a precise angle to reach the waiting transfer ship in orbit. If anything goes wrong during ascent, a guidance failure, an engine misfire, a fuel contamination, you don't land somewhere else. You don't abort to a runway. You crash back into the surface, or you miss orbit and drift into space. The crew runs every checklist twice. The launch window is 47 minutes long. Miss it, and the next one is 26 hours away. There's enough life support for 31 days. You don't have 26 hours to spare. For ending day 30. The engines fire. 3 seconds of terror. Then silence. The vibration stops. You're in orbit. You look down at Mars through the window. From up here, it's beautiful, calm, ancient. That perfect, haunting, red. You think about what it took, the oxygen you manufactured from thin air, the food you rationed to the gram, the radiation you couldn't stop, only slow. The dust storm you barely outlasted, the water you recycled from your own sweat, the moments when the walls felt like they were closing in and the only thing that held the crew together was a cup of coffee and the decision to keep talking. You survived 30 days on Mars. And here's the thing that hits you, floating in orbit above that rust-colored world. This wasn't science fiction. Every single challenge in this video, the MOXIE oxygen system, the perchlorate soil, the radiation dosimeters, the third quarter psychological crash, the dust storm power failure, all of it is based on real research, real problems, and real solutions that real scientists and engineers are working on right now. The first humans to land on Mars are probably alive today. They're in school or college or working their first engineering job, and they will face every single one of these problems. The question isn't whether we can survive on Mars. The question is whether we're willing to do what it takes. And based on everything you just watched, I think we are. If this video made your brain explode a little bit, you're not alone. Drop a comment below. What do you think the hardest part of surviving on Mars would be? The oxygen? The radiation? The psychological isolation? I genuinely want to know what you think. And if you want to go deeper, I made a full video on exactly how NASA plans to get humans to Mars in the next decade. The plan is wild, and some of the risks are even scarier than what we covered today. That video is right here. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you in the next one.